We have a short time left, Cam, during kami. We want to take advantage of your presence with us. We do appreciate it. POGO issue, yung deportation nitong mga illegal workers, may update ba tayo doon?
Well, sir, the Secretary of Justice, Boying Remulla, met with the Chinese Embassy 2 days ago to discuss kung paano nila gagawin itong summary deportation ng mga Chinese nationals. And there were two main topics in that meeting. First was the verification of the identities of the Chinese nationals to be deported. Kasi syempre, sir, kailangan ho natin maging sigurado na mga Chinese nationals talaga itong mga to. And so they, usually kasi, sir, pagdating nila dito sa Pilipinas, kinakansela na nila yung yung passport nila para, and they change their own identities because they want to conceal their identities here in the country. So that was the first point, that we had to make sure that we verify everybody's identities before we move on to the next step, which is actually to deport them. Second topic in that meeting was a safety protocol that would have to be followed before sending them back to China. As we all know, we're still in a pandemic right now, so we'll have to go through the necessary testing to be able to bring them back to China.
Okay.
And well, additionally, just to note also, the Chinese embassy was very willing to cooperate with our government to deport the Chinese nationals back to the Philippines. A lot of them aren't well, here in the Philippines, they're not treated very well by their employers. So you could actually describe it as a rescue operation. No? And of course, another consideration there would be the timing of it all. We're talking about 40,000 Chinese nationals that we need to send back because they are here illegally or their visas have expired and other scenarios like that. No? So to send them all back at once, medyo mahirap yun. Magkakaroon ho tayo ng humanitarian crisis as described by Secretary Remulla. So what we need to do is to time it well, to coordinate properly with the Chinese embassy so that we have a seamless and smooth process of deporting all these Chinese nationals.
The Secretary did mention 280 already in custody, that you're ready to proceed with summary deportation. You also mentioned 40,000, which begs the question, what's the real scale of this problem, especially if, as you said, a lot of people, we proceed from lack of identity for a lot of people. I presume this was happening even before China cracked down on POGOs. There may have been rogue elements as well. We get your point that for a lot of people, this could also be described as a rescue operation. But is the 40,000 the full scale of it, or the remaining problem, or is there a bigger scale here?
Well, the 40,000 is based on a list given to us by PAGCOR. They canceled 175 POGO licenses because they were either no longer paying the government or they have some sort of violation on the license. And so from that 175, sabihin na natin, sir, na 200, no? Times the number of employees that each POGO company has, average that to about 200 each. That's why we came up with the number of 40,000. So, of course, 40,000 is a big number. No? So, right now we have 218 or 200, less than 300 that are already in custody in Pampanga who are set to be deported already.
Pero where are they being housed ngayon? Ang dami nun, 280. Who's feeding them? Who will pay for their airfare, for example?
Yes, right now, ma'am, they are in Pampanga, in the hotels that they really were staying at. And the general rule is that they bear their own costs. So they are the ones feeding themselves. They are the ones that pay for their hotels. And when they go back to China, they will be the ones who will pay for their own airfare.